Is that a real challenge for women? Because if you post the picture with little skin, you get all sorts of attention.
Yeah.
And if you're having a lousy day or you just had an argument with your boyfriend or whatever, getting attention from random people online feels good.
It's a drug. Yeah, it's a drug, like anything. It's a drug. And you get this reminder that I don't need to tolerate this man. I don't need to tolerate this man. I don't need to tolerate this man. Now, sometimes you're with a bad man, and it's a good thing to remind yourself of that. But what I would say is the reason why I encourage everybody to be fully faithful in relationships, men and women, and I encourage them to be faithful and committed, is because you get to the outcome sooner. And what I mean by this is if I'm dating you and I'm fully committed to you, I'm fully loyal to you, and then I realize you're still disrespectful, you're not being kind to me, you're not giving me attention, I know I did my best. Bye. But if I'm talking to other guys, I'm posting online, I'm like, well, I also did this, and maybe that's why he did that. And guys will be like, well, I was slept with other girls, maybe that's why she slept with her ex. They muddy the water so much that they end up accepting toxicity in the relationship. So I actually recommend giving it your all because you get to the outcome quicker and it reveals itself. The truth reveals itself faster and you don't waste your own time.
Okay.
And time is precious.
Okay. And so you tell girls to avoid posting these things online?
Do it, but just know that the type of man you'll be attracting will be a weaker man. He'll thirst after every girl that posts.
It's tricky because it's all anonymous and their profile pictures probably look great, maybe if you go that far, and it just feels good.
Yeah.
And you don't have to see the bad flaws.
No,
it's like when we see haters online, we don't realize they're 12-year-old kids in their mom's basement. We think they're like Elon and Donald and their opinions matter when they don't. I guess it's the opposite with women because it's coming probably from the same 12-year-old kid in the basement.
Exactly, a complete loser. But the abundance of it means that the abundance of attention is better than the lack of attention from your partner. Right. And attention is to women, it's like a drug for us, and that's not a bad thing. That's how we're designed. We need a bit of attention, but the quality of attention matters more than than the amount of it. And I think social media skews that a little bit for women.
How do women react when you call them out in your therapy sessions to be more accountable?
They never call me again. That's a key thing. Yeah, here's my trick. When I have a couple online and I know that, like I can tell that the woman's very much the problem, I'll soften her. I'll pretend I'm on her team, I'll validate her emotions because I just know the moment you tell them the truth, you'll never hear from them again and you won't be able to help the couple. Okay. So the better thing to do is be like, oh, I completely understand why you're so devastated that he, left the dishwasher on when he shouldn't have. Oh, I completely understand it. That justifies why you spoke to your ex. I get what you mean. Yeah, that justifies it. But, and then you have to kind of sow with a lot of sugar because the thing is, the main thing that come to me, women that come to me, the ones that really like accountability, they're my favorite clients. They love me and I love them. But the ones that come to me where there's a clash is she wants to talk only about how bad her partner is, only about how narcissistic he is, only about how wrong he is. She never wants to hear my conversation about, but why do you accept this? Why have you allowed this? What is your reason? Have you tried letting go? Have you tried having more boundaries? They don't want to hear that because they want to hear, you should be more sympathetic, the fact that I was abused by a narcissist. And my question is always...
Investment Club. Today, I consider it the best investment that I've ever made. We get 4 projects presented a week by their associated CEOs. Personally, I'm completely blown away by the quality of these projects, and I know of nowhere else where I would be given this same opportunity. Each week that passes, I feel more appreciative of the fact that I'm a member of this group. The vibe was just tremendous. Everybody's on the same wavelength. We just clicked. Everybody listened to each other, enjoyed their company. It was just magical, magical. Take action. Don't take my word for it. Due diligence you need to do. And I really hope that someday down the road I see you in the club. It far exceeded expectations, without question.
Look, when you tolerate abuse, unfortunately, you are contributing to the trauma that your children are going to see. It's not just him. It's not just the abuser that creates this traumatized child. It's mum taking him back again and again. Mum picking him up, taking them to shelters for the night and then coming back to him. There's children out there that beg their mum to leave this abusive man. And she says, oh, we're going back to dad now. So then you are contributing to the trauma just as much as he is. You're blaming it on him because his behavior is more outlandish. But you are both contributing to the trauma. But the child only sees you as a victim. So they get a skewed version of reality. And that's why I do really put a lot of emphasis on the women changing.
Is all couples therapy doomed from the start? It seems almost just massively flawed because each person, first of all, it's usually one pushing it more than the other, probably the women, and they all want their own agenda to be validated.
I know. Here's what I would say. Sometimes they come too late. And what I would say, here's when it's doomed. When the woman is avoiding the therapy. Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because usually women want the therapy, and usually they're the ones that are pushing for it because they just they need to get on with their life. They either want to have kids or don't want to have kids. They need to get on with it. But when the woman is avoiding therapy, what's happening is she's hiding something. She's definitely hiding something, and it's usually an affair. So when you've tried everything, she wants a divorce out of nowhere, and you suggest therapy, and she's not really interested in it, and she's disconnected to the therapy, and she kind of is looking elsewhere and be like, oh, doesn't want to be there. I promise you, she's hiding something. You just haven't figured out what it is. And I say to clients, I can turn on the camera, I can tell when she's cheating, because when the women are still invested, and the man is somewhat invested, he just doesn't know what she's talking about. The therapy works really well. Yeah, it works really, really well. Or when both people are like, we love each other, I don't know why we keep fighting. It works really well. They just haven't understood each other's language. But when one person, particularly the man, is desperate to hold on to the relationship and she's checked out, or he's going to therapy thinking therapy is going to fix it, he hasn't looked at the most obvious thing, which is usually she's having an affair.
Okay, and thereby checked out.
Thereby checked out. And I always can tell. And I tell them in the therapy, I'm like, I can tell, I'm so sorry, but I know you're having an affair.
You say that?
Always.
On the Zoom call?
Always. And they're like, well, there was this one incident. I'm like, I can tell by your tone. I can tell by your tone. And their defensiveness as well. Sometimes their defensiveness as well. And this is why...
Do they come clean or not?
Somebody rings me back later and saying, you're all right.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody brings me back later. Somebody always brings me back.
Not her, maybe.
Yeah. And I don't look, I would get nothing from accusing people incorrectly.
Yeah.
But the problem is cheating is like going to the doctors and trying to get your blood test results. They can tell the symptoms, you have this disease. That's what doctors do. Cheating is exactly the same thing. Symptoms, this is the only cause is cheating. You can't convince me otherwise. And so it's like an overweight person coming to a PT and saying, no, I eat really healthy. You're like, no, your body wouldn't look like this if you ate healthy. Right. Same thing when they come to me with their issues. I'm like, it doesn't happen without infidelity. This is the issue. So I can tell by the symptoms that there's definitely an affair.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.